Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Indigo here. I hope you're having a good day or good night, whatever time it is when you watch this video. Okay. So, y'all, I really want to. When I got into tarot, I got into tarot because I was aware of the fact that I have very strong, intense healing abilities. And my heart was so pure, and it still is very pure. But now it's just aware of the world and society that we live in. It's just even more aware than it's ever been. And I got into it because I wanted to help heal people, which is still my goal. It's still my objective. It's still the thing that I'm going to do. And I came into it with the perception of, anybody that is in this line of work wants to help people heal. Like, it's not about just money. It's not about views. It's not about any of that. It's about helping each other grow and transcend and reach our fullest potential. When I started out going through the darkness of the dark night of the soul in which I experienced, I reached out to somebody that was a reader, and they didn't respond, but they went on to make a YouTube video about me on live with their subscribers. I didn't really say much. First of all, I didn't say anything to this person. I didn't say much about it. When I did say something about it, and when I did, it was so slick that you would have to know what the situation was in order for you to even catch on to what I was talking about.
Can I do this bit, Daddy?
This was the moment where I realized not everybody has the same heart as you. It's kind of like the perception of doctors or nurses who go into the field, and we think, oh, well, you would go after the career in which brought you joy, right? This would be your passion. This would be something that even if you didn't get paid for it, you would still do it, right? And this is when I learned that no, that's not the case. And then this is when today I realized that demons, people who have demonic attachments, are the ones who get triggered the most by the people who have the most purest souls. I don't want to consume. And this is me telling you guys this so that you can gain a perspective of what it is that you're consuming and why it is that you're consuming it. I don't want to consume anything anymore that belittles, talks down on anybody in any situation, regardless to if they're wrong or if they're right. I don't want to consume it. Because the objective that God has told me that I have in my field is to love. And a lot of people for a long time were telling me, you're too nice, and you're showing love to people even when they don't deserve it, and blah, blah, blah. And like, y'all, that's truly my nature. Like, for me to change that aspect of myself, I would be changing everything that it is that I am. Now, don't get me wrong, because my shadow self and my higher self don't like to be played. or for people to feel as though they're playing me. But my higher self has pity on people who try to run games and play games, because that they're no, baby, no, their happiness comes from imaginary power. Because at the end of the day, you can have as many subscribers, you can have as many followers, you can have as many Cash App donations and as many gifts and so on and so forth as you want to. But at the end of the day, nobody's God. Nobody is the Most High. Nobody is the creator of all of humanity. So what you think you hold, you don't. And you were only given the ability to do so, to be made an example of. And I feel like at this time in this community, a lot of people are being made an example of. When you let clout go to your head, when you let these views and these statistics and the algorithm and so on and so forth get to your head, this is when you become consumed by the enemy. And you know, I've had people judge me on, you know, my work ethic and me not being consistent enough, and I had to reflect on people saying that, because I hold the type of power that requires me to rest. It requires me to self-care. It requires me to be tapped in and tuned in with myself. I'm not a worker bee. I'm a queen bee. So when I talk to God about just that, because that comment triggered me in a way that was like, I need to seek enlightenment from my creator. And I spoke with him. And I spoke with my ancestors. And they made me aware of the simple fact of, first of all, no, this is the thing with the tarot community. We're here to give advice. We're here to bring awareness to things that people may not be aware of. In no way, shape, or form is it our job to command and demand people what they should do. Just as a therapist would not command and demand of their patient to do anything. When you go see a therapist and a therapist tries to prescribe you something, you have free will to say, you know, no, I don't think I should be taking this medication, or you have free will to say whatever the fuck it is that you want to say to combat whatever it is that they're trying to make you be a part of. Like when I went to the hospital because my face was fucking swollen because I had a fucking abscess on my cheek. He's like, oh, you can let me just cut it out, blah, blah, blah. Like, and I was like, no, I'm okay with that. He's like, yeah, okay, that's fine. There was a nurse that sat in the background the whole time, like, really looking at me like we're not gonna be able to do what we would normally do to this one. But she was really acknowledging the fact that I wasn't a sheep. She stared at me the whole time, y'all. Like, this lady did not take her eyes off me the whole entire time. So when I come on here and I talk to you guys, and I share my opinion with you, my heart hurts a lot because I had an expectation which I should have never had. And it's crazy because when I was in my past relationship, my partner definitely helped me see through the fog because I would get upset. Like, I would get upset that people didn't have the same heart as me. People didn't want to help in the same way that I did. I would get fucking upset. Like, it would literally make me cry because I'm here to build community. I'm here to build family. I'm here to build these connections and to be inspiring and to be of service. And it just hurts that people really sometimes only get into this line of work for selfish reasons. And then the possessions of the demonic entities that have a hold on some people also makes me sad because it's like you are unhealed in a way that you can't see how you're negatively contributing to the overall existence of this situation. And it brings me back to the narrative that you can't save everybody. And nor is it your responsibility to save everybody. You're just here to bring enlightenment, to lead people in a different direction. I made a friend, and I've been sharing with them things that I've learned on my spiritual journey. Not forcing anything down his throat, not doing any of that, but just giving him a different perspective. And I find that in giving him that different perspective, he has the right mind to be able to decipher and put together what works for him and what makes sense and find the truth in it all. And that really makes me happy. But this community, and I guess I'm speaking on this because today was really off. Like, the energy today was so off. Like, there were so many people playing in my energy. My energies have been heavily around me. Like, they've been around me deep. And there's a grander reason as to why I am the overseer of these people. Because of what my ultimate purpose is in this lifetime. It's kind of like I'm a talent scouting agent is what I am. And when they say that always be mindful of how you treat people because you never know where they're going to end up. I remain humble in everything that it is that I do because I do it out of heart. Everything I do is out of heart. Everything I do is out of love. Everything I do is out of compassion. Do I have the awareness to know that, like, I have very calculated thoughts because everything that I do is to be of progression, of everyone's greatest good. A lot of us that do this because we really care about people and we really love them. Yeah, it is easy to get your feelings hurt when people don't receive you in the way that you feel you should be received. It's sad when you admire someone and then find out that they have truly just the ugliest soul. It's really sad because it triggers that part in you. It's a trigger because the person is reminding you of a past person, and then you go into remembering what that past person did to you and what the lesson was that you had to learn from them. And then you question yourself in the moment as to why is this a cycle of mine? And sometimes the answer isn't that deep. Sometimes we've healed aspects of ourselves that get triggered to initiate us into a different way of responding. So it's like I could cry and I could be upset and I could yell and I could curse and I could scream and I could do all these things. But at the end of the day, what is it? It's a new era of life. And I feel like everybody's just getting exposed right now. Like everybody's getting exposed. And that's the thing about being a leader that could be dangerous. Like Hitler, for example. When that many people believe in your word and your cause to the extent of not doing their own research to find out why it is that you're doing what it is that you're doing or saying what it is that you're saying, it can be dangerous because you could gang up on somebody who literally doesn't even deserve what's going on because somebody's lying on them because of their unhealed traumas. And typically, when you have a leader who has a plethora of unhealed traumas, the people that are watching them are a mirror reflection of themselves. So what they're subjecting themselves to is literally, you guys consume the same thing. It's like a bunch of vegans trying to eat dinner with a bunch of carnivores. It's never going to be a compatible dinner date, you know? It's always going to be more conflicting because now we have to find who serves both of us and we can all eat and you know, like, I feel like a lot of people will speak on things that they truly haven't initiated themselves into learning. How can you tell other people to do something that you don't do? And this is even me calling myself out on this. And I'll explain to you why I do this. This is a part of my healing as well. I often give great advice to people. And it's because I see the worth in other people so much that when Spirit gives me the info to what to tell them to help propel them forward, I want to advocate that for them. Sometimes it's hard for me to do it for myself because it could be my situation, but overall, it's me not feeling worthy enough of obtaining the success that I feel like everybody else is worthy of obtaining. This is me being comfortable and complacent in the space that I'm in and not seeking growth because the growth is scary to me. It's scary for me to actually amount to my fullest potential, to be honest, because I've seen my future. I know what comes with the territory. I know what comes with everything that it is that I am asking for and everything that it is that I'm ordained to have. So I take my time with this shit because the lessons are truly what stabilizes any and every foundation. And if you can gather a plethora of lessons before you reach your overall ascension, when you get to that point of being in that spot of leadership, it's not overwhelming. There is no triggers. There is no making people feel less than because you have a skewed perception of how something should be because you don't have acceptance for the karmic negative connotation parts of yourself. Like, this shit is really deep. And I live out loud so that you guys know that you're not the only one that went through it. You're not the only one that's going through it. I'm not covering up anything about myself. I really want, my authenticity is for me to attract and draw in people who can actually stomach everything that it is that I am with love and compassion. And I've been feeling heavy energy today of just being judged and people spinning narratives of my existence and people trying to put curses and hexes and spells on my. None of you can do anything. When God has ordained for somebody to have something, they're gonna have it. So when it comes to anybody saying, oh, you need to work harder, or oh, you need to do this, or you need to do that, you need to do this. When it comes to my career, I listen to the divine. I don't listen to anybody else. When it comes to me as a person, I tend to listen to other people because of my lack of self-worth. And this is the part in which I'm correcting. So that everything that it is that I embody and everything that it is that I do, whether it be from my eating habits to my career to my just overall fucking existence in reality, God is the one that I'm going to get the answers from. So with that perception, this helps me alter how I should go about conveying the messages from the divine to my collective, to help guide you and not put you in a box and make you feel as though you have to do this a certain way. Something as simple as meditation. For some people, that's a certain practice, or that's, whatever it is to them. And to some people, that's painting and allowing your mind to be free and to not think and live and be in a state of blissfulness and just receive the downloads from the divine. It's all about finding what works for you. And I'm tired of people feeling as though they have the power to control the narrative of who other people are in life. Because while you can probably read the energy of a person's intentions, a person who has a set of intentions also has a background of trials and tribulations that they either overcame or are still trying to overcome. And without really knowing and understanding those things, because some people, like, think about slang, for example. I was watching Drake do an interview with the girl Bobby or whatever, and he's talking about, she said she was making a reference to the spin the block narrative, and from her perception, spin the block was spinning turntables, and of course from Drake's perspective, that was defending his woman's honor. So translation is also very important. There are people who say, oh, that's fat, meaning that's dope, but to another person, you're saying I'm fat. Like, y'all gotta understand the lines of communication and the fact that we come from different lands of the nation where we all talk differently. We all have a different way of communicating to each other. And to understand somebody's form of communication and their language, their native tongue, is to truly honor, accept, and appreciate another. And I feel like there's such a lack of that. And then there's also the hypersensitivity of, there are some people who are so traumatized to change a diaper. But I don't know. I just at some point something really big in this community is gonna happen on the earthly realm. And there are gonna be a lot of people who want to be a part of it. But in order to be a part of it, you have to display acceptance and appreciation for all that exists at its fullest capacity. And I'm not telling anybody how to be, but there are a lot of people who need to evolve the version and the character in which they've persuade and conveyed to the world. Evolution is key. It truly is. And I'm going to be more adamant on being there for my community and focusing on uplifting and bringing together one another. Because I was told that I'm the peace nuggie. I'm the peace treaty maker. Because I understand everybody and I have an acceptance for everybody's form of existence. And I truly hold no grudges. I truly accept everybody at their fullest capacity. I understand that we're all human. We're all going to make judgment or pass judgment. It's just a natural, normal human thing to do as a fucking human that lives in a fucking human flesh. Not taking anything personal. Being open to having communication of, I had a perception of you that was like this, but because of my traumas and the things that I've been through, this is why I had this perception, and being able to create that open dialogue to assist in the ascension of every single soul that is. A lot of people aren't open to talking because it will require them to be vulnerable, and a lot of people are shielding themselves off and not wanting to be vulnerable because of how people have used and abused them from the past. There are a lot of people who can't even look in the mirror every day without adding something to themselves to truly appreciate and accept who it is that they are. So know your audience, know your supplier, know everything at a capacity that's beyond just the surface and beyond just what is said and conveyed. Be the hermit, be the overseer, be the person that is analytical and can depict apart everything that makes something up as it is. And when you do that, you can truly find acceptance for everything that exists, because we're coexisting in this world with one another to help aid in the overall ascension of consciousness and bringing back Christ-like consciousness. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I have to say. My heart goes out to everyone, especially those that have been very accepting of me. It is what it is. Think about me in whatever way makes you feel comfortable and able to stomach my existence, because at this point in time, everybody, is really about self-love. And if you want friendships, if you want authentic people, if you want those connections, be open to it, because it exists out there. Don't allow an experience with one individual to stop you from attracting and obtaining what it is that you want. I've reached out to somebody, and the way that I reached out to them was, it kind of sounded like me asking for help. But when I reflected on it, it was actually me reaching out to them because I want to be their friend. Because I look at them and I'm like, you're somebody that I could trust. Not only are you somebody that I could trust, but I know that you're someone that I can learn from, and I would trust to learn from you. This is an evolution of me going from being the damsel in distress to, no, like, I got this, but now I want to build my tribe. Like, I want to build my inner circle. I want to build my family. Like, to be honest, I don't have a family, and family is very important to me. And that is my intention with my channel and everything that it is that I do. And to be family, for me, the perception is to be close and accepting and compassionate with one another, and to actually extend that leniency when it comes to everybody being on the healing journey. So yeah, that's pretty much all I want to say, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.